Bedrock principles of natural rights, equal opportunity, free enterprise, limited government, and private property are usually not an issue. They're even taken for granted. We debate the means, not the ends. AEI's president, Arthur Brooks, in his new book, provocatively titled The Battle, says that this is not such a time in America. I could not agree with Arthur more. As I elaborate on my views on today's crisis, you're going to see that I've benefited from this new book, and I urge everybody in this room to read it. We live in a time when the ends of American government are very, very much at issue. The current crisis appears at once in the explosion of out-of-control government spending, which is about to overwhelm not just the public sector, but the private economy and the social well-being of our land. The debt threat alone is enough for a high-stakes debate on the role of government. Beyond this fiscal challenge, there is a deeper cause for concern. We are clearly being drawn into a political crisis by the impassioned zeal of today's elected leaders. We have reached a fork in the road, challenged to make a choice between two paths, and there will be no turning back. The alternative to European-style social welfare unlimited government is still the timeless foundations of America, where government's high but limited mission is to secure the natural rights of all. In economics, our foundational principles are the basis of free markets, free enterprise, free labor, and competition. Striving for success and achievement, justice, trust. These are inherent elements in human happiness. I developed my battle plan, the Roadmap for America's Future, as a fresh approach, but guided by the foundational principles of private ownership, individual choice, consumer-driven markets, which Arthur proposes in his book. This isn't a plan for austerity and pain. It's a prudent, temperate, achievable, modest plan for prosperity that fulfills our commitment to the mission of retirement, health assistance, and other safety net programs. Americans expect to be talked to like adults, not children. They know our system is breaking, and they are hungry for ideas and answers. In order to save these programs, you have to reform these programs. To progressivists who don't agree with this plan, all I have to say is come up with a better one. Does it not look like hypocrisy to say you want to have a safety net to help those in need and take no action to stop it from shredding apart? To frighten beneficiaries about our plan and then cause the worst of their fears to materialize by doing nothing? Today, even the most progressive politicians and bureaucrats in Washington can't honestly make the numbers add up. We saw this during the healthcare debate. And if they can't do it even now, before they have transformed this nation into a European-style social welfare state, how on earth will they do it afterwards? Portugal, Italy, Greece, Spain, France, England, and all other social welfare societies are reeling out of control from their government's debt. They're imposing harsh and austere remedies to avoid bankruptcy. And our leaders want to take us there? Today's leaders seem to think government is never big enough. So let us ask ourselves honestly and sincerely, do we want an entrepreneurial society that brings back prosperity to the 21st century, where individual merit and entrepreneurial activity define the American economy? Or are we going to have more and more people dependent on the government for their livelihoods? That's the fork in the road that we are quickly approaching. We were brought to this place by the current direction of our government and by the debt crisis from the coming entitlement explosion. We've got to make a decision in 2010 and in 2012 of what kind of country we want to be in the 21st century. Arthur's book talks about a new culture war, initiated by the progressivist elite, but there's something in it that we ought to be thankful for. Our current leaders with this ideological agenda have completely awakened America. They have reminded of us of what we ought to be grateful for in this country. We relish the opportunity to take back America's heritage of freedom. The case for our founding principles and for free market democracy has always been based on a moral proposition: the equal dignity of every person, the capacity to control and guide our own lives, and to grow in self-responsibility to our families, to our country, to our maker. Progressivist plans for a social welfare state are rooted in materialism. They misunderstand human happiness and suppose that it can be purchased with redistributed dollars. We seek fulfillment in achievement and work, or earned success. Our flourishing in self-government under a limited constitution. Those who wish to replace those principles that made America exceptional have posed their challenge on several fronts at once: economic, social, international, even philosophical. All are interconnected. because the moral foundation that supports freedom in one area supports freedom in all.